When you see a news segment on a news show, or when you read an article in a newspaper or a magazine, even though you might have some skepticism about it, isn't it fair to say that you trust that more than you would trust a commercial or an ad in the paper or magazine? But how do you know where that information came from? How do you know what that source is? And that's what we're going to talk about today in this segment here. It's the public relations activities. When people write about our company, our product, our brand, or talk about it, that's publicity. And we like publicity, as long as it's good stuff. We want them to talk about us. We want our name out there because the target market, the customers, the American public in particular, give a lot of credibility to those statements. If we read a review in a paper, we give that a lot of credibility compared to an ad. If we read it in an article, we give that more credibility than an ad. So what we want to do as an organization is try to encourage that. We want to be in that article. We want to be in that news segment, provided they're not catching us doing something wrong. We want to be written about and talked about. That's what public relations is, trying to get our name out there, trying to get people talking about us. We cannot control publicity. We can encourage it. Okay? So we can spend a lot of money and a lot of time in getting these public relation activities going, but we kind of lose control on what people actually say or do. So let's take a look at this in a little more detail, and hopefully you'll understand it's a real benefit, but it can be hard to manage as well. When we're dealing with public relations, as with all elements of promotion, we need to be concerned with our objectives. Our objectives might be to get out the word that we have a new product. It might be trying to influence the government in terms of regulation or different restrictions they're considering. It might be about the image of our company, or it may be our community involvement. We're trying to get the word out that we're involved in the community and we care. Again, the objective can be a number of different things, and it can be a combination, but we really want to focus on one or two main objectives. The next step is to plan the campaign. And planning the campaign is going to take the same route as it does with everything else. We look at our objectives, we see what our budget can be, and we figure out how we're going to make it happen. What can we do to make this occur? And this is what we're going to spend a little bit of time on, is talking about these actual activities. We may, for example, write a press release. Press releases are usually just like a newspaper article. We write the who, what, when, where, and how that every good journalist should use. And we mail these to different newspapers or magazines, different news organizations. It's up to them whether they use it or not. If they decide to use it, they can take the information in whole, in part, they can change it, they can do whatever they want with it because we are giving it to them. We're not selling it to them, we're giving it to them. Okay? So it's up to them to do what they want with the information. Many times they will take that exact press release and run it as an article. And it'll go just like that. Or maybe they'll edit it for space, so it fits in there. We may also involve lobbying activities with the government. We can do different media relations, trying to encourage a good relationship, sponsor different events, or all types of special events. But what I want to give you an example of, and I'll explain what's happening here, is for the Kelley School of Business. In the mid-90s to the late 90s, we became the Kelley School of Business. We needed to get the word out that we were Kelley. And it was kind of a hard time getting people to switch over from what they used to think of us as just IU School of Business to the Kelley School of Business. So we hired a public relation firm who looked at what was going on in a lot of our classrooms, the professors' activities, etc., and said, let's make a segment about one area that should interest people. And I'm going to show you that newscast right now. We'll talk a little bit more about it when we're done.
An unusual path. The way into one of Indiana's top business schools is through elementary school.
Yeah, the Indianapolis division of IU's Kelley School of Business thinks college students have a lot to learn from second graders. Education reporter Rich Van Wyk takes a look at elementary business and what the big kids are learning.
Do you guys see it?
If Nicole
Where you get money.
and Amanda,
That's 2.
Audrey,
Right here.
and Amy
Any other people?
want to get on with college, they have to get through the 2nd grade.
They see what it's like. Like right now, she's having to tell them to raise their hands.
Students applying to the Kelley School of Business at IUPUI must first teach inner-city children lessons in government
You work for the IRS. You're an accountant.
and economics.
And your $5 bill. I regretted it. I didn't want to do it. Do you know who pays the park? I said, well, okay, more to do. Good job. Figuring out when we can all get together to get here. And because we all work and we all go to school, and it's like, time, where is it?
Time management
To be like that.
and teamwork are valuable lessons the business school expects its students to teach themselves.
They really seem interested and like they want to learn, and so they want us to be there, and so they look up to us.
While learning alongside inner-city children, the business school also hopes its future business executives learn the value of giving.
We come in here and we show them that we care about them and care about what they know and trying to teach them something that will help them. And I think that makes a difference.
And I have fun with them every time I come. I look forward to it. It intrigued me.
Here, I need $4 from you.
After teaching taxes
No, that's yours to keep.
to energetic 2nd graders ought to make selling a business plan to skeptical investors a snap.
You guys did a great job today. Yeah.
Rich Van Wyk, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.
The Kelley School of Business teamed up with Junior Achievement for the project. This semester, about 100 IUPUI students are working in Washington Township and IPS schools. What a real-life experience.
It's great for them.
So what our PR firm did was actually go to that classroom, videotape our students interacting, and then shop the idea around to the news station. You can get a good idea from that because notice the announcer, the newscaster was never in the segment that was shown. Okay, that was all done somewhere else. And that's what happens with a lot of PR activities. We do those, they get put into places, but you as the public aren't really aware of where that information came from, what the source is. Now, one other area we're going to briefly look at is direct marketing. This area we could actually spend a whole semester looking at. Direct marketing is when, through our database management, we're able to target specific customers with mail, by calling them, by using internet or some other kind of direct response method where we send them specific things and ask them if they're interested. As a consumer, we get annoyed by these quite a bit, but they're not that bad. It really works well with a lot of B2B situations. And in the mail order especially, if you have a low response rate, it's okay. You don't need a large response rate to make it effective. Okay, let me sum up for you what we really talked about today, dealing more with the public relations activities. Public relation activities carry weight with the public due to its perceived objectivity. People who are exposed to that message really listen to it and they place weight on it much more than they do in advertisement. So it gives us some benefit there. However, we have limited control over the outcomes of those public relation activities. In other words, that news station could have taken our film and turned it to a whole different area and maybe explored why are we sending students into the public schools? Is this a security risk, for example? And then finally, direct marketing, while it is successful, it has a very negative image. The smart marketer needs to recognize that and address it, not try to avoid it, because it's a reality that they have to deal with. That is it for this time. Next time we'll be talking about sales promotions. Have a good day.